was. I was misled. I found a wise old man whose eyes had seen it all. And then he said, where have you been, my little man? Can't you see the master plan? You must fit in if you can, you know, or you're gonna be an outsider. Just like me, you'll be an outsider.
See what I mean about these big towns, Pete? Always stopping. Noise. Pollution. People.
Come on, Charlie, you can't call this busy.
Well, you've stopped, haven't you?
That's not traffic.
Get clear away from this place, and what have you got? Space. Quiet. Sound of the birds. Insects. This is a concrete skin. Keeps the earth off your feet. Destroys the instincts.
My instincts are in working order.
Yeah. Two of your instincts. The other is your capacity to put away your grub.
Here you are, Charlie. Safely out of that.
Yeah, put your foot down, Pete. Let's get back to Australia. See what I mean, Pete? The rhythm's different. A man can recoup, get the feel of life again.
You're a bit of a mystic, Charlie.
Maybe.
Either that or bone idle.
That, too, from time to time.
Yeah, time is up, Charlie. We need money. Or the billy stops boiling.
I've got it planned.
A job?
Not 100 miles from here. There's a place called Black Mountain.
Never heard of it.
Small place. Nice people. Good friends.
What sort of a job?
Well, it has to be cattle. Nothing else there. Nice place to spend a few quiet days.
What's the catch?
Well, there's work. No problem.
Then we'll give it a go. Bloody fool.
Almost there.
Go back to sleep. Well, here we are. Black Mountain. Hey, what's the hurry? A nice quiet place for a few days, you said.
I've been dropping into this town, off and on, for the last 40 years. Ever since I came to this country. Must admit that over that time, things have changed a bit.
Yeah, well, it wasn't my bloody fault, mate. Sort of a poetic justice, huh?
The main street never used to be like this. Dust and rubbish everywhere. You don't have a clue what you're saying. There are plenty of jobs without that. You're all talk and you do nothing.
Hey, Bob!
Charlie!
you old devil. You haven't changed. Now, this must be...
Wendy, my granddaughter.
I'd have known you anywhere. And this ugly-looking good-for-nothing is Pete, grandson.
Nice to meet you. Good day, Pete. Hi.
Hello.
Aren't you going to introduce me, Charlie?
We'll continue this some other time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Allow me to introduce Mr. Reginald McPherson,
Good day.
mayor and shopkeeper of Black Mountain. Mr. McPherson and his friends are responsible for all this.
I didn't cause that truck to break down. That's ridiculous.
But your trucks did tear up the road.
This is not the time or the place.
And the reason? The reason for all this?
Progress for Black Mountain and jobs for its citizens.
Don't make me laugh. Money, that's the reason. Money. What do you think of that, Charlie?
Search me. I just got here.
You're in bad company already. Whatever more I have to say, I'll be reserved for the pages of the Express. That'll give that whinger something to talk about.
Hey, what are you on about?
It's a long story and a hell of a dry argument.
Bob?
We won't be long. Tell your Grandma Charlie's in town. And take Pete with you. She'd like to meet him.
I'm putting you in charge.
You'll be right.
The war in the Pacific is about to be fought all over again.
Hey, Bob. There's your mate.
Never saw him before.
Skinny, bloody Riley. Pull your head in. Enemy will think you're driving a cattle truck.
A sight for sore eyes. I thought you were dead.
I'm not bloody Methuselah. When did they let you out?
Come on, you two. You're making the place for gun party.
I'm thirsty.
Yeah, and you can shout.
Hey, what about your truck?
Ah, man, go away.
Hey, you've got big feet for a little fella. You all right, mate?
No worries. Lead on, McDuff.
We were only off the boat from Singapore 5 minutes before she said, "Are you blokes regulars? Don't you know there's a..."
There's a war
on.
She's the one Bob gave the Nylons to.
If I hadn't, she'd be still waiting for a drink.
Still got the snakes in your pocket?
Yeah, I'll have another.
Small one for me.
See ya. Business.
How you going?
G'day. How you going, Skinny?
Oh, all right.
How's the leg? Still giving you curry?
Oh, come on, Charlie. You're 5 minutes in town and lecturing me already.
Ooh, touchy.
It acts up now and again.
There's your playmate. I didn't get the full drift of your blue outside.
Town's full of noise, new faces, dust.
I noticed.
They're starting up an export industry. Wood chips for Japan. They've asked me to run a special supplement in the paper. Gesture of goodwill.
Are you going to?
Not bloody likely. You're not fussy who you drink with?
I drink with you, don't I? My shout.
I've lost my thirst. Come on, Charlie. Pat's waiting. She'll be anxious to see you. Just got a few things to sort out at the office.
Still the same old Bob. Human dynamo.
Off to stop the Japanese invasion. He lives every day like it's his last.
Not a bad philosophy.
You'll stay more than a couple of days, won't you?
Long as possible. I promised Pete I'd get him to the coast in time for the tuna.
Sometimes I envy you.
A rolling stone like me. You've got it all. The house, Bob, the paper, Wendy.
You make it all sound perfect.
It is, isn't it?
Newspaper's not doing well.
I've heard that before. Every time I've dropped in here over the last 30 years.
This time it's bad. Really bad. Bob pretends not to worry, but he does. A lot of small local newspapers like ours have gone out of business recently. We could do the same any day now.
Like that?
Not even paying our way. Of course, the plant's worth a lot, but Bob won't sell.
Had an offer?
It's there, a good one. You won't even listen. Why am I bothering you with my troubles?
Old friend, aren't I?
How about some more coffee?
No, thanks. He was all fired up today. Had him a mile away.
Oh, yes. That's been going on for months. I've never seen him so worked up, so obsessed about anything as this Japanese business and all the newcomers.
Whose side are you on?
Secretly, I think I'm on the side of the blow-ins, as he calls them. I can still remember the day when one of the locals called me the young lady from Sydney who had married young Bob Ryder. And at that time, I'd already had 3 grandchildren, and the 4th was on the way.
Well, I still think of you as the young lady from Sydney.
Your memory's better than your eyesight. You'll keep an eye on him, won't you? He needs it.
If you're going to write another story for your rag, spell my name right this time.
One thing I'll say about it, keeps you public servants off your bums.
I'll swap with you any time, mate. Well, this is just a start. Wednesday, another load. 2 on Thursday. I'm not mucking about. Excuse me.
You blind or something?
Almost got me.
You right?
Just give me a second.
I'm taking you to see a doctor.
You in what army?
Just me. Come on.
You've got to give yourself a break, or you'll be the only one-legged editor in town.
Can I put my pants on now?
Mm-hmm. Take some time off. Wendy can look out for the paper.
Look, Doc, you run your surgery, I'll run my paper.
I'm telling you.
They tell me there's a good doc round the corner.
He's welcome.
What are you doing? Hanging around like a bad smell.
Never lose your boyish charm, do you? Well?
If he had his way, I'd be in a wheelchair.
We're in a hurry.
Like the day they came to Singapore.
That's a long time ago, Bob.
Is it? Yesterday seems a lot more real to me than all this.
Pull that over. All right. That'll do.
All that bush will be cut down, every stick, and sent out of the country. It'll come back wrapped around transistors and tape decks.
It'll grow again.
Don't hold your breath.
Why bother with the bridge? What's wrong with the road we used?
These bloody great trucks they're using. They'd never get them up the old road. They know what they're doing. This'll take 20 miles off the trip. Multiply that by thousands, it shows in the accounts.
Not just a gesture of goodwill to the public of Black Mountain.
Not on your life. Those blow-ins, money. That's all they want out of it.
Like in every business, Bob.
I spent 3.5 years as a guest of the Nips. For what?
Now, come off it, Bob. We can't ignore them. The world's too small these days.
Come on, you two.
What's the hurry?
I've got a meeting.
Yep. Over there, then.
Yeah, get it over to them. Fast.
Okay.
What's the story?
The driver's going to be all right. Not much chance for the other chap. You know them.
Blow-ins.
What do you think you're doing?
She's with me, the Express.
No photographs.
It's a public place.
Bad news? Just your meat.
I don't make it, just report it.
This one's right up your alley.
Don't blame me. It's your negligence, if anything.
Come on, Bob.
You're in such a hell of a hurry to get the bridge up. No wonder.
Print that sort of smear and I'll wrap your bloody paper right around your neck.
Over there, they've got a huge mobile wood chipper, big monster, which they'll move from site to site. These big logs will go over the bridge and up the new road to the sawmill in town.
Reminds you of something?
I've seen lots of bridges like that.
I suppose so.
Bob, you're wanted back at the office. Reg McPherson is waiting for you and he's annoyed.
What's so special about that?
Search me.
Got a bit of a problem back at the office.
Can I help?
No, thanks.
No one's trying to dictate to you.
What do you call this, then? The sort of trick I'd expect from you.
It's not the accident on the bridge, it's your whole attitude.
Ah.
Can we talk privately?
Why?
It's a fairly delicate matter.
Delicate. You withdraw your advertising. That's not delicate. It's blackmail.
It's your cooperation we want. It's a small community, Bob.
The name's Ryder. Only my friends call me Bob.
I said Bob. You might at least...
And I said don't Bob me.
All right. Mr. Ryder. You might at least agree that we need employment opportunities. Otherwise, the town's going to die. You don't have to be the editor of the Express to know that.
My father was the first president of this shire. That was before we had such an important position as mayor. This was his. It keeps excellent time, and I'll give you 10 seconds to get your miserable hide out of this newspaper and out of my sight. 1. 2.
Well, what are we doing now?
What would you like to do?
Hey, Charlie, you got a moment?
Haven't you got a home to go to?
This is it.
What's the problem?
I'd like to see you. Private.
You'll have to excuse my old friend. Never did have much truck with etiquette. Still, I suppose you two can entertain each other for a little while.
Hot cider?
What's in your mind?
Bob.
Well, get on with it. What about Bob?
You know, he gave me a hand to get started with the truck.
Never told me.
Oh, I've been carting cattle, pigs, that sort of thing. Not a fortune, but it's been all right.
So what are you worried about?
The bottom's fallen out of the business. It's hardly worthwhile for the cockies to sell their cattle.
You wouldn't know it from the price of the meat.
Well, I don't know who's getting it, but they aren't. And if they go bad, I go bad.
You want a loan?
You?
I can see you through. I know someone who can fix it.
No. Thanks all the same. Listen, Charlie, it's this new project, the wood chip. There's this contractor. He's offering me a job. You know where the money's coming from? The Nips, Japan.
It's hard.
Well, it wouldn't be, except Bob's gone right off the deep end. You know, I think he's wrong. This place is going under. There's no money, no jobs. This thing they're starting's going to save this place. Tell you, Charlie, I've got to say it. I'm grateful to them.
Sure, I understand. Have you told Bob?
No. Knowing the way he'll take it. Still got a bee in his bonnet. Doesn't forget easy, doesn't Bob? He might listen to you. It'd make things a lot easier.
For Pete's sake, stay still for a second. I'm trying to tell you something. I don't reckon he's doing too well.
Don't worry about Skinny. I'll look after him.
That's not the point. A man doesn't want to be propped up all the time.
It's not propping. Look, let's get this town back to normal. Be like old times. Plenty of work for blokes like Skinny.
But Skinny...
Look, I said I'd look after Skinny.
There. What do you think of that?
What?
Take a look, man. Take a look.
It's a proof page.
Good. What's missing?
An ad.
Good. Whose ad? Well, slow, Charlie, slow.
The mayor's.
Right.
You're going to print it like that?
Right.
Just a blank? What will people think?
Ah, that's the beauty of it. People will actually have to think. They'll think, why did cranky old Bob Ryder do a thing like that? Why did the mayor cancel his ad? And for the dimwits, I've written a special editorial. Under no circumstances will the Express or its editor submit to blackmail, commercial or otherwise.
That's a bit hot.
Publish and be damned, that's my motto.
I hope it's not your epitaph.
If it is, I couldn't have a better one. Apologize. I'll see hell freeze first. He's gonna sue.
Go on. Surprise me.
Sorry you have to visit with this row going on, Charlie, but your old friend's been getting a bit autocratic for some time. Can't see anyone else's point of view.
He's getting on.
I hope we don't all get cranky in our old age and end up fighting progress in Black Mountain.
Well, Bob thinks he's fighting to protect this place.
That makes it all the harder. He's so damn stubborn when he thinks he's right. Doesn't matter, the whole town thinks he's wrong.
I know the problem.
And the trouble is he's in such a strong position. He's just one man like the rest of us, with one voice. But with that newspaper, it's such a loud voice. You can hear it everywhere.
He's entitled to say what he believes.
He's wasting his time. Can't win, just delay things.
Not bad tactics, if you're outnumbered.
It's such a pity. Every month we lose makes it tougher on the kids. There's fewer jobs. They push off to Melbourne and Sydney. There's people like Ryder who are going to force the whole population into the big cities. And the real Australia, towns like ours, will finish up museum pieces. Sprinkling of old age pensioners shuffling around in them.
A bit pessimistic, aren't you?
It's on the cards. Thanks to Ryder and the Express.
That's what I came to see you about.
What?
The Express.
What about it?
Still a good paper?
Yes, in spite of this campaign he's running in it.
I've had a look round the plant. It's in good order.
So what?
And the office. Nice piece of property.
What are you getting at?
Buy it.
Buy the Express.
Right. Maybe it's about time you got the paper on your side. Or at least objective.
You'd never sell it.
Might be worth a try.
He'd see right through it. He knows the game's up if he loses the Express.
If it were a fair offer?
He's too pig-headed even to consider it.
I'm suggesting that you have a chat with some of the bigwigs in this town. See if there's any interest. Could be a good investment.
I thought you were a mate of his.
That's why I'm here.
Bob would think you stabbed him in the back.
Well, I know different. So that's all right.
You're getting him off the hook.
Trying to.
I'll think about it.
Good. Oh, keep my name out of it.
Leave it with me.
Thanks.
Get me the business directory, Sue.
Yes, sir.
Just had a talk with our partners. Seems the management's happy enough.
Should be. We lost time with the truck accident, but we're back on schedule.
Nice feeling seeing it all happen.
Too right. And with a bit of luck, we'll be using it next week. Unless Bob Ryder's got some more tricks up his sleeve.
You know, there's saying in town that he had something to do with the accident.
Ryder?
He was on the site.
Yeah, but he was nowhere near that truck.
Well, what was he doing there?
He'd never do that. A man was killed.
Nobody's saying he meant that. He just wants to throw a spanner in the works.
Oh, come on.
That's the talk. Folk think Bob's getting worse in his old age. Even the doc's worried.
It's not just the Japanese that hate to lose face. Anyway, Ryder's finished. The whole town are ganged up against him.
All right, Mick, you've cancelled then. But let me tell you something. Your father started that ad in the Express when your garage was still dealing in horses. He wouldn't have got bought out by the mayor and his foreign friends. Oh, cut that whinging. Just don't ever try to buy space in my paper again.
Your old mate, Mick, from the garage.
He's a mate of mine no longer.
That's 10 of your mates you've lost this morning.
There aren't many more to come. Soon we'll just be left with the hatches, matches, and dispatches. Births, deaths, and marriages.
You might have to start printing some news.
That's not funny.
Well, you're going to have a lot of space to fill.
Well, I don't think it's going to be all that trouble. We're a newspaper, not an advertising agency. As the mayor will soon find out.
Even if you go broke doing it? Just to stop someone building a wood chip factory?
It's not just that.
What is it, then?
There are more important issues than money. I thought your grandfather would have taught you that.
We have to go. Come on, Pete.
That was rough on the kid.
Yes. Life is rough, Charlie. And getting rougher every second. What have you been teaching your grandson anyway?
He didn't go through what you went through, Bob. What we went through. He thinks you're against this factory just because it'll ruin the look of the place.
Well, that's about what it is.
Is it?
Look, it must be pretty clear to him how the rest of the community feel. He's lost 80% of his advertising. No, look, hold it. I don't think we should push him any harder. We don't want to persecute the bloke. Oh, look, I don't believe that for a moment. It's a damn silly rumour. Ryder isn't that far gone. Oh, rubbish. It was an accident. I was on the site myself. You might as well say I did it. Now, listen. We don't have to ruin a man's reputation just because we don't agree with him.
$91 and over the yard. $91 here. Done, gone. Who won it? David Ryan. David Ryan, Telegraph, $91.
For 11 there, Dave.
We don't get libel suits and advertisers cancelling every day. Bob's having a hard time. Give him a go.
Okay. So we stroll around in the rain until the atmosphere gets better.
Take this. You might need it.
I can't hold the job open any longer.
Okay.
Good. You can start tomorrow. Bring the truck.
She'll be sweet.
Hey, Skinny. I thought you were a mate of Bob Ryder's.
Yeah?
So now Ryder's mates are working for the wood chip.
Listen, Tomo, I'll cart your bloody cattle, but I don't have to take your bull.
Everyone knows Ryder's got a screw loose, or he wouldn't have pulled that mad trick at the site.
What trick?
He tinkered with the truck when the bloke got killed.
You're a ruddy liar.
Hey, what's got into him?
Anyone who picks Skinny wants his head red.
You bloody great ape. You're as mad as Bob Ryder.
I'll lay off, mate.
Come on. Hey, hey, stop. Stop. Cut it out. Here. Stop it, Skinny. Cut it out. Oh, that's enough.
Thanks, Bob. I don't know what got into me.
You ought to lay off the rum.
Don't tell me the kids led you astray.
See you later.
No, the other way around.
Remember the Pommy MP you flattened in Singapore?
What's the damage?
You want to see the other bloke?
You be right for the morning?
Should be apples.
7 sharp.
Who's he?
You know?
You weren't even going to tell me.
It just happened. There wasn't time.
You're a bad liar, Skinny.
A man has got to work, Bob.
Not for them.
Well, half the town's going to.
I would have looked after you. You should have told me.
I won't take handouts.
You didn't mind taking a loan for the truck?
I paid you back.
Never thought I'd see the day you'd turn on me.
He's not turning on you, Bob.
It's all right for you anyhow. You've got the paper. What have I got? A bashed up old truck.
You couldn't have told me.
Well, now you know.
Now I know, all right. Now I know where my mates are. That leaves you, Charlie. You gonna leave the sinking ship, too?
Come on, Bob. Don't go looking for enemies.
I've known Skinny all my life.
Sometimes people get caught up in things without realizing it.
Quite the philosopher these days.
Still looking for a fight with me, too?
Clem?
Come on, Dave. You can lose as much as you like later.
Ladies and gentlemen, in accordance with our usual custom, I'd like to ask you to observe a few moments' silence in memory of our departed comrades. They shall not grow old, as we who are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
Bloody fraud. Never heard a shot fired in anger.
Shut up, Bob.
Lest we forget. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Beach as usual. Come on, Bob.
I'd like to talk to you.
Nothing to talk about.
Might be to your advantage.
Like last time?
I'll get a drink.
No, stay. I might need a witness.
I'll come straight to the point. I'd like to make an offer for the Express.
Where would you get that sort of money? Overseas accounts?
Local backing. We'd also be prepared for you to stay on, if you want to.
Oh, very decent. And I'd keep editorial control, too.
We'd have to discuss that.
And if I don't sell? You go ahead with the libel suit.
It's unrelated to the legal matter, but it's something we'd have to discuss.
We, of course, are the advertisers. Look, I shouldn't even dignify such a dirty trick by even talking to you. But just for the record, no, I will not sell. No, I will not be blackmailed. And yes, I am prepared to see you through every court in the land.
There's no blackmail. It's a simple, straightforward business offer. A fair one.
Might be a good idea to sleep in it.
An idea, Charlie. Not a good one.
You could retire. You're pushing yourself too hard, Bob. You have to be reasonable.
And don't you do a skinny on me.
I'm not going to work for the Nips, if that's what you mean. I'm not even going to work for anyone, you included. And I don't even live here.
No, you don't. And if you did, if it mattered to you what happened to this community, I might listen to you.
Now, come on, Bob. What's got into you? It might be good for you to retire. And Pat. She's worried about you.
She wasn't before you got here.
You just didn't notice.
Now you're telling me how to run my family life as well. If advice were money, I'd be rich.
If it's what the town wants, why fight it?
You think it's as good as over, don't you? You and Skinny. I thought you were my mates.
Now, hold it, Bob. We're mates, all right. Skinny got into that fight for you because of a rumor going around the town.
What rumor?
That you caused the accident at the bridge site.
They say that?
Some of them.
I'd like to hear just one man say that.
We know it's stupid talk, Bob.
Yeah, with a purpose, to destroy me, because I won't go along with them. I know what they're saying, that I'm round the bend, that something happened to me when I was a POW in Changi. Well, maybe it did.
What are you talking about, Bob? A wood chip factory or a long-forgotten campaign?
Maybe I got a better memory than most. There's not a man in this club I'd call a friend or a soldier. I'm ashamed to be here.
Bob, you've gone mad.
Never been saner in my life.
Come in, Charlie. No one else around. Couldn't get anyone else to work this late. I get this from the McPherson's estate in the old country, so you'll appreciate it.
Well, I'm honored.
Well, we tried. He wasn't having any.
You never know with Bob. He could be thinking about it.
No way. He'll never sell the Express, especially not to me.
I'm still working on him. The trouble is you have to treat him so gently now. He explodes, takes everything the wrong way. It's as if he needed enemies, just to keep in an even keel.
Could be something in that.
He's trying to pick a quarrel with me now.
Sorry you got dragged into this, Charlie.
I volunteered.
You've wasted your time.
I'm not so sure.
Pat's worried sick about him. Bob would do anything for her. If she asks him to pack it in.
Will she?
Are we still in the newspaper business?
Of course.
I have an item for you. The chairman of the Ladies' Hospital Auxiliary has resigned.
You? For God's sake, why?
Mrs. McPherson moved a motion to withdraw our ad for the hospital ball.
The hospital ball? It's unbelievable. All the small-minded.
I don't think it's funny. I had to resign to avoid putting it to the vote.
Well, you should have fought it out, you silly old biddies.
One of us has to face up to the facts.
Meaning? Oh, come on now, Pat. I'm sorry.
It's the mayor who wants to hear you say that.
Yes. He can wait.
How long do you think we can carry on without advertising?
As long as I have to.
As long as I have to? Who's I? Bob Ryder? What about us?
I can't, Pat. I can't back down. I'm in the right.
You are?
Besides, I'm not crawling to anybody.
It's not the mayor or the town or the strangers. It's the Japanese. You're still fighting Bob Ryder's private war. Everybody signed the peace treaty, except you.
Did you get that from Charlie?
I wouldn't say that to anyone, not even Charlie.
It's like I'm surrounded by enemies. There seems to be nobody I can trust.
No one?
I don't understand it. That damn factory haunts me.
Forget it.
I can't forget it. It's like an obsession. I know it, but I don't seem to be able to. They'll see. I'm not finished yet.
Bob.
I'm not giving in.
It's not important, Bob.
It is.
What is it?
Something I've got to do. I should have thought of it before. It was good enough for the old campaign. Should be good enough for this one.
Bob.
I've got to lock up now, Mr. Ryder.
Eh?
I shouldn't have let you in.
Oh. Thanks.
He's not at home, he's not here, and Wendy's car is gone.
He's not such a good driver either.
All that's missing is his hat, his old digger's hat. He kept that to wear in the rain.
You've no idea where he's gone?
The cleaner from the exhibition phoned to say that he'd been in there very early this morning.
At the Masonic Hall?
Uh-huh.
Pete, get your car. Now, don't worry. We'll scout around. Bob will be all right. He said it reminded him of something. I should have guessed.
What's happened to him, Charlie?
Well, there's a breaking point for everyone, I guess.
Will he get over it?
All he needs is a rest. Second honeymoon with Pat, and he'll be all right.
You two stay here.
weights on the track.
Righto, boss.
Knew you wouldn't let me down.
You got it fixed.
Too right. Like old times.
You can't stop them, you know. They'll come back.
Slow 'em down, can't we? Like we did in Solar, remember?
That was different, Bob.
I suppose it was. In a way.
Where did you put it, Bob? The explosive.
That'd be telling.
All right, Skinny, take it over the other side of the bridge.
What's the good, Bob? They'll build another.
Delays them, doesn't it?
What for, reinforcements?
Something like that.
For God's sake, man, you're in your own backyard, not Malaya. You think that's the Nips?
Can't be.
Skinny! You know who that is? You want to kill Skinny?
Skinny?
Where did you put it, Bob?
Like the sergeant showed us?
Didn't know it was cracker night.
Why not? The war's over. Well, I'm off.
Never stay long, do you, Charlie?
Well, back again soon.
Settle down.
Yeah. All the best girls have gone.
She'll have to run fast who catches you, Charlie.
Where are you two off to now?
Off up the coast, few weeks' holiday.
And the newspaper?
We've accepted their offer. Let the mayor and his friends worry about it for a bit. We've retired, haven't we, Bob?
Yes, we've retired. Left them a good editor, though.
Yeah, I've always wanted to know an editor.
Your dreams come true. At least till they find out I'm as stubborn as Granddad.
Who's writing the editorials?
I am.
Sticking to the same policy?
Oh, we'll have to change a bit. Got to move with the times. That is, when it makes good sense for Black Mountain.
I was thinking of putting in an advertisement.
Permanent job wanted?
No. Something in the hatches, matches.
Time you're on your way.
Tried.
It was a nice thought. I'm afraid you're a bit too much like your grandfather to settle down for long.
Careful, girl. You'll turn his head.
Come back and see us again soon.
I will. Look after those two. Come on, Pete.